now a time where it's getting so deep into the Premiership that they'll have to start really thinking about what they're doing and considering everything going into each match now.
I think WeHawt have got a bit more of a need for this game. Though. Just as a pure standings basis, the tiebreaker, Royals have got the 1-0 over them currently, 16-6 the previous matchup. So just as a pure tiebreaker, considering they might be on the same points at the end of the season, this match could be massive for that sort of seeding process.
As you can see, WeHawt now will be trying to make a dash for that A site. Even does try and take up one. Fazana gets one anyway, but Nico does trade off. But Eamon now manages to get one of his own, manages to get another one. He's doing a fantastic job trying to delay as much as he can, but sadly for him, Boaster finally takes him out after Eamon take out Connor. But Ardis, don't know what he can do. A fantastic job just trying to delay as much as he can, but sadly for him, he will finally get taken out.
Yeah, the issue is
2v2.
The bomb's all completely in the open. Horrific area for it to be dropped in.
Yeah, you
I was hoping Nico gets a shot here, because Boaster's got no armor either. It's a really horrible situation. He bought the grenades.
Yeah, if there's any place to drop it, it definitely wasn't there. But he was going to try and do what he can. Managed to take out Capers. Managed to get another one. So fantastic play. And straight off the bat, a little bit of BM. I like it. Like it.
Yeah, I mean...
4K.
Because I think he dinked him through that triple box, got the guy on stairs, hit him again through the box in the head, and then hit him again through the box in the head.
Why not? What? Why not? Fantastic start.
Crazy. Crazy round for him.
Yeah, with those 4 kills, and we'll be getting that scout, of course, and definitely a start rate 100% needed, especially you considering you were saying that WeHawt need to try and do anything that they can into these future matchups.
I'm kind of interested to see how Nico does. I remember in week 1, he was an absolute menace on that CT side with his AWP. So I like to see, obviously the scout is an instant thought. He's going to probably buy an AWP later on if he can. But I'm kind of interested to see if he'll do anything on the T side with his AWP. Like, you know, he seems confident with his rifle anyway as well. Just wondering if anything else can be seen from it.
Seems like Connor has got a site completely covered, and as you can see, I think Connor just wants to make sure that everything is completely clear, but Hype is in jungle, and of course you've got Ardis with him. Derziak managed to get Hype from the window anyway, and Connor managed to Ardis as well.
There's a Gallows save, but it looks like he wants more kills there, which I'm not too sure about. I personally would be thinking about saving. Yeah, good weapons at least to keep in. But it does say a lot about confidence that he's willing to try and go for this.
Yeah, compared to the previous match, I did mention that Cape is, like you said, he's an IGL, so of course won't be fragging as well. But it seems like his confidence has stepped up massively, which I'm pleased to see. And he's trying to see if he can get anything going with this. Does manage to take up one. We've got Connor and Boaster. Probably the two you do not want to have staying alive, and Connor managed to finish the job off with the scout anyway.
Yeah, I was quite interested to see the buy that came out of WeHawt. In that, like, after winning the pistol, they kind of went, I think it was 3 Galils, and then making sure people have quite a few grenades. Like, normally you see AK head armor, and that's it. But they seemed quite, you know, they really wanted to have as much grenades as possible. Which is nice to see, because some people don't seem to, you know, they don't seem to quite understand the importance of, like, utility in this game. Oh.
Yeah, even for any team, even for the amateur teams as well, they do realise that utility can be so important, especially in a match like this. But Derziak, as you do, already in jungle, got directly behind him. Yeah, he can ask for a better position, could be fair. He's trying to see if there's anyone else behind, but lucky for him, they almost got the A site for free. But you've got to remember, Hype and one of the men, Fazan, I think, is actually trying to get it back. But Derziak,
rogue bullets. Like, it just, like, you didn't even see him run across there. It just kind of flashed across, just whack, whack, whack. Just like that was it.
Finally. Yeah, Ardis does take out Derziak eventually.
Really peculiar round.
Yeah, it was weird. Even though they got behind him, I just want to play it as safe as possible, because of course on an eco they might find him in some kind of unorthodox spot, but Hype is trying to stay alive as much as he can on 14 HP. They're going to know he's there. Nico managed to take him out. managed to get second, and boast managed to get Ardis.
Yeah, bit of a round recovery, I guess the best way to put it. 5v2. It was very sloppy, I guess the best way to put it. Like, it's just, you know, around the board, I was praising them for their use of utility, that sort of stuff, and then suddenly they just kind of go, Hail Mary, everybody's going to make their own play, and very weird, very weird.
Yeah, that's the main thing in their utility. They're the ones who can control the pace of the game, the tempo, and fantastic shot by Derziak on Capers. Managed to get a second one on Ardis, and we'll be looking for a third, but sadly for him, that won't be happening. Already 2 members down in this first buy round.
Yeah, you can just see that confidence flowing from Derziak there. He just launched himself out. He's like, I got the first guy, I'm going further as well. And if F7 gave him a chance, he was going to go for that third one too. This is a weird standoff for them and those two. Oh, he saw him on radar, but awkward timing. Really awkward timing.
That was a shame. Fleeve moving behind, he gets taken out by Hype. The bomb is still left on
the bomb's
side.
left.
It seems like now Boaster will be going back for it. Fleeve does get one of his own. Hype does know that he's got a lot on his plate. But Hype's in the right spot at the moment. Hopefully we'll try and take out Fleeve, but that will not be happening. He's pulling back as far as he can, just manages to get away. But instead, double backs and gets Fleeve anyway. Sorry, gets Hype anyway, so great plays by them.
Yeah, pretty comfortable buy round, really. I mean, obviously Derziak started off really strongly, getting those 2 opening kills. And from there, I wouldn't say that they lost control, but you could see the hint of a bit of a shake here and there. But thankfully, Fleeve, really good movement. Like, he found himself in between the cracks that had been opened up. And that smoke's actually missed.
Yeah, of course, Fleeve earlier could have easily just flashed and backed off, but decided to take the risk and double back anyway. Hype will be waiting for the rest of WeHawt members on. But yeah, it's managed to take one, managed to injure another. But Capers gets one of his own as well, so Connor does manage to get that trade. Hype is patiently waiting. Connor does get 2. But Hype just needs one more on Boaster. But,
so much.
Oh, that was the last time for it, but Connor is still in B-apps. Trying to see if I can get any information.
It's all about Derziak right now. 8 and 8 health on these two, but Derziak's managed to get kind of behind them. It's a bit weird.
Yeah, not only is the Polish destroyer, it's a Polish flanker as well. Managed to get behind them for a second time now. We'll only realise that Fazan does manage to take him out anyway. He gets 2 of his own. And sadly, just barely misses Derziak.
That was closer than it should have been, really. Obviously, with those smokes fading and everything, you do get forced into that issue, but... Ooh, a bit too close. And the double AWP comes out from Royals. 5-0. Typically, it's about now you see a bit more of a crazy change. And here it comes.
As well as that double AWP play, WeHawt, of course, got full utility to play with. Fantastic start by them. Fazan does miss that first shot. We'll be waiting Palace to see if anyone does come out, but instead Connor gets that first pick.
Yeah, I can see so much faith from Connor there in Boaster, because Boaster threw the smokes easy, he threw a flash, and even when the flash was in the air, Connor was wide facing into it. He knew the flash is coming out of Cluster. And he's had such an aggressive push there. It's unreal.
Even though we've got 3 members of WeHawt at the moment, we've got Derziak going all the way round from A ramp to mid, just trying to maybe not just get the flank, but stop anyone trying to rotate to get that defuse, or maybe even come from behind. He's done it for like a 3rd time, but Ardis has picked up on this. He's trying to pull back, managed to get one for himself, managed to get Connor. But he knows it's just a lost cause. He will try and pull back, try and save that ult, but Derziak is having absolutely none of it. He's trying to push straight in, gets the information. Ardis still takes that Fleeve anyway, but Derziak finishes the job.
Yeah, that rotate from Derziak, we in the UK like to call that a mighty max rotation. So basically, normally if the bomb was planted up against that triple box, you're stuck A ramp, you'll do an absolute journey around to mid to watch the bomb from there. It's just the amount of times that Max used to do that in a team, he'd just say, I'm going round. And he would just leg it. 20 seconds later, he'd arrive. Hopefully the bomb hasn't been retaken already.
Oh, dear me. Absolute massive sprinter. Derziak gets that first pick in the end from mid. Gets traded by Hype. Hype gets traded again. But WeHawt's T side's looking very good on Mirage. They've obviously worked out a few of their kinks. Don't know exactly what's going on, but as I say that, Capers gets 2 of his own, and even though it's a 2v2, boasting and Nico now. Not the best of spots, but at least got the advantage on the weaponry.
Yeah, I'm not too sure what that push was. A bit unneeded, would be the word, I guess. Like 4v2, minute 25 at that point. Very unneeded. It's putting them in a really rough situation. Like Boaster's got this big rotate, but Nico can't do anything really. Oh god.
He's gonna know now. I'm not gonna lie. If he took him out of the XM now, I probably would have just jumped off my seat. Wondering what this going. That's a repeat of Nuke from Fry last match. But Boaster sadly doesn't take him out. Does still stay alive in 17 HP. He's the last man standing now to try and make something of this. Does manage to take up for Zan. And it's a 1v1 now between Capers and Boaster. But Boaster 1 HP. But doesn't matter anyway. Capers managed to finish the job and get Royals that first round on the board on this, not just this match, but this half as well.
Yeah, it feels like they were gifted that round, to be honest. Like, just jumping through a smoke. Obviously, it's a bit unfortunate it was a shotgun behind it, but you know, it was just an unneeded error, which... And look at the money as well. WeHawt, none of the last 2 rounds that they won were not quite good enough, really. They've got 2 people on Deagles. They were 6-0 up.
Yeah, the rounds haven't been convincing enough for them to at least try and... Alright, show the AKs, the AWPs. And of course this round's barely any utility to play with, but they will be waiting patiently to see exactly what they're up against.
Yeah, it's a very patient round for them. A true split and pick, I guess would be the best way of putting that. Everybody does their own thing. You hope somebody does something well on the side of the map. But it looks like your best hope would be Boaster and Nico right now, because they have got up to Tetris. But I'm not sure what else Nico can get done here without making a lot of noise for Emin to hear him.
Yeah, Nico now is waiting. Well, I'll say was waiting. He's going to push around Fleeve. Let's see what's going on, but Nico knows that this A site's not going to be completely free. He knows there's going to be something going on. Managed to take it in. Fantastic patience there, and of course Ardis is on CT, just maybe for a pick, but fantastic shot by him again. Getting through the A site, so now of course the are coming through connectors. Sadly doesn't take out Hype. I was going to say the damage is done, but instead Hype and Capers finally managed to get those trades. Boaster last man standing, but gets taken out by Hype. It's a great play, but just sadly didn't manage to finish the job.
Yeah, Nico put quite the shift in there. Unfortunately, nobody else was really able to, you know, get with him, I suppose. He was a bit too far ahead.
I'm looking at the stats. Nico 10-6, Boaster 10-5, and Connor 9-7 with both Dozak and Fleeve just playing pretty standard at the moment, so nothing too much to see. WeHawt will obviously re-equal in this round. Looks like they will be making that attempt to...
It's going to be a run boost.
Yeah, push through mid, and you're absolutely right on that one.
Unfortunately, no CT was able to witness that and be completely panicked.
Yeah, Emin was there, but I think he just backed off just at the right time. Let's get 2.
Just get whacked through that wall.
So Emin does get the 3K just before he dies anyway. For Zand and Maz get another one, but does that last man standing. Just to see what he can do. Maz to take out Capers anyway, so that's the ult down.
God. Yeah, 2 casualties is pretty good for WeHawt at this point. They only invested, I think it was like 2 Deagles, 2 P250s or something.
Yeah, that was the problem WeHawt had throughout every single round. They didn't have much of an economy afterwards. Because there's only 1 or 2 alive after each round. They really... Rawls put them down to the wire. But now, finally, the first buy round and a few rounds for WeHawt to try and find some way to increase that lead they have.
Yeah, there's still... Considering Royals won like the last 3, their economy still isn't quite built up. Oh, that was a good flash, but smoke, is it all? What?
Okay, fair enough. Even though he's bouncing in the corner,
yeah.
just holding the deer alive. Fazan does manage to take out Connor in the end.
I was going to say, his own smoke messed up his own kill there, but then the fade away, I guess, would be the way of looking at it, because I doubt he really thought anything was going to happen with that little spray.
One thing I do hate is an accidental good play. When someone, I say it to a lot of people in the past, I'll say to them, you should have done this instead of that. But then they'll say, yeah, but I got 2 kills out of it. I said, yeah, that's not the point. Like, that's not the point. Do you not understand? And then, like, because they got a couple of kills out of it, they just feel like they proved you wrong. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Oh, it's a peeve of mine I absolutely hate, but I'm sure he's not thinking that anyway. Nico is down mid, and it looks like WeHawt will be possibly attempting this A site.
Flip Flash did do enough to actually force artists to shoot, just to throw him off a bit. But they're trying to run deeper for Nico, but that actually team flashed. Huh.
But Eamon does manage to take out 2 before he gets taken down. Boaster gets to get the trade. But Artist has still got that AWP. So it's going to be looking very interesting. Doesn't knows he's there. Managed to take out 1 in a 2v2. Boaster sees the other one. Managed to take out Artist, and it's only 1 guy remaining. So Capiz can either try and go for this retake, which he will do, but WeHawt, we're not really giving him much opportunity as he has to take Derziat down. 12 HP, 7 HP. Capiz managed to take him out anyway, but one man standing, and Derziat now is the last one. Capiz knows he's there, takes him out, but I think he should just be able to get that defuse.
Just about. Yeah.
I mentioned that before, didn't I? Before this match, I said I want to see a bit more from Capiz. And I'm seeing a ton more now, which is nice to see. So he's obviously heard me on the stream and gone, don't worry, Lethal, you know what? I've got your back, mate. I'll do something. And yeah, fantastic job. Maybe that one game I saw was just a bit of inconsistency. These things happen, you know? It's one of those things, but fantastic play, and a round Royals crucially needed considering the start of this game.
Again, F-Sun just done that again. He seems really aggressive in this ramp area. Still going. Those are like annoying kills to lose, just because if you'd watch that back again and you see your teammates or whatever dying to that sort of push, you're just like, how's that gonna happen though? Yeah,
how did that even? Yeah, it's just, how is it even possible? It's just, I think they just assumed from the smoke that no, we'll just push straight through. Yeah. But Fazan just, you know, absolutely no fear getting that 3K, which has really helped things up. But never mind though, Boaster, even though it's 1v2, does have the bomb. Does manage to see Capiz, but Capiz does back off. And it seems like now Artist will go to the B site just to make sure he doesn't do anything dodgy, but Capiz is on A just waiting for him.
Yeah, it's interesting to see the CTs play at 1-1 rather than together. Because they did see him at mid. Usually you would prefer to have the 1 or the 2, just because you can trade or at least be there for each other. But right now, Boaster's playing such a patient game here. After a while though, Capiz is going to start questioning himself because he's put himself in a position that's not too great. Yeah,
maybe if he was in jungle or something, so he's got a little bit more field of view, he'll be okay.
I was going to think just CT, just somewhere to just pull back from. Instead, he's forced himself into this position.
I literally thought Boaster was not going to see him then, but
God.
Fantastic way to open things out.
I think that was the case of Black Bars as well.
Pretty much.
Capiz should have seen him long before Boaster saw him.
But Artist will be coming straight through. Will be trying to play for this retake, but of course Boaster in previous matches is a massive pain when it comes to
the bomb's not there.
Oh, but just before he gets the smoke down, Boaster does take him out. Fantastic 1v2 then. Finally, after 4 rounds straight, WeHawt get another round
but look at that money in Royals. Consider they won 4 in a row. Like that's even worse than WeHawt's one was.
Yeah, I know. If they need an accountant or something, like, yeah, their economy is not looking the best so far. But stats-wise, Boaster, I think I just saw a quick glimpse, 16 and 7.
Solid game. 15 and 7.
15 and 7. Sorry, that's my eyes. See, this is why I need to wear my glasses when I watch these games. It's a fantastic example now. But of course, Royals will be playing quite aggressive on that A ramp to see if they can make anything happen.
Oh. Philly will be kicking himself they didn't get that kill.
Yeah, I don't blame him, to be fair. Boaster will notice, but they did try and make that push.
Through the corner of the wall, though. Fair enough. A trade's a trade, I guess. It's clear the end call is B here, but Boast is being launched out, yeah. Whoa. I just saw Emin just charging on the radar. I was like, wait, what?
Yeah, I think it just got to that point where like they knew you had to make something happen considering their buy this round. Derziak does matter to take out Hype, but as you can see now, all three members of WeHawt are going to push round B in different ways. Capers sadly doesn't manage to take out Derziak, so does manage to take a second. Only 2 members left remaining, and of course I assume Zan and Imin will try and make a play for this.
Emin's got to be thinking about saving here, surely. It's only a matter of time that they checked short, really. It was just like nobody peeked him for like 10 seconds. You got to be thinking, they're going to face me any second now. My teammate's died. I'm off. I'm gone.
Yeah, I'm on my bike. See you later, mate. I'm done.
Yeah, there has to be a way out, surely.
So, Boaster 15 and 8, Nico 15 and 9. And nothing too much has changed. So far, I spoke about Boaster's consistency during the pre-game, and it's so far that it's not too much has changed. Fleeve, I was gonna
second tase of the night.
Yeah, it was in a fantastic spot, but Capers does take him out. Connor will be waiting for him. Of course, takes out Ardis straight after that. But they've only got 1 member on site, which has just been taken out. And as you can see, Fazan now trying to make something of this, but I don't think it's going to work out too well for the members of Royals.
Yeah, I wonder if there's going to be any sort of frag hunting. Capers must be trying to save the game. No way does he keep... Oh, actually. Derziak isn't shooting. Oh, God. He dropped, he made noise. Oh, what?
And yeah, Capers, last man standing, don't blame him for backing off there. You saw something, what, quite interesting just then?
Yeah, Capers was on the ladder, he dropped off, but Derziak didn't really... Well, it didn't look like he took it in, to be honest.
That was a shame, but never mind. You know, it's going to get to a point now where they need to change things up. 9 rounds now for the T-San of WeHawt. And what do you feel like they need to do for Royals to try and make something of this? Obviously, it's still doable, plenty of time to try and make this 6-9, but it's going to be pretty difficult.
Well, if you think about how the rounds they've won, so the rounds they won mainly were from FSAM being really, really aggressive in ramp. Oh my god, he jumped his fourth. It's an absolute bloodbath. This is going to be a horrendous rotation if the players are watching it properly.
It seems that way now. And Eamon does get taken out. Boaster just tried to take one, but Fleeve managed to get 2 of his own anyway. Hype does get the trade. 3v3, but not too sure what Royals can make of this, especially considering Nico's still in Palace and the HP of all 3 members not looking too great.
Yeah, I was looking at, like, consider the rounds that they were winning. So FSAM would go push ramp, he'd get 1, 2, maybe 3. Other rounds, Capers, you know, he got quite fortunate when they jumped through that smoke. He got them there, he got 4K. Those rounds he clutched as well. I'm just not sure why they're going for that round at all. I really don't have a clue.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie.
There was only like 20 seconds left. Look at them, you know, you could have had better weapons for this last round. I don't think they're in that dire need of, you know, 4 rounds isn't as bad as, you know, earlier on when we were thinking Endpoint had 2. They were in a situation where they needed to just get any rounds. Royals, you know, T-side, you're quite likely to win that pistol. This is aggressive. Oh my.
Yeah, maybe it was a sign of desperation, anything like that, but sadly for Capers, he does get taken out by Fleeve. Fleeve didn't have much luck earlier when he flashed 2 members down underpass and got tasted straight afterwards, but at least he's made up for it with that crucial pick from on the AWPer. But now, WeHawt have got 2 AWPs to play with. 3v3, and even though they have B site, it seems like Hype now is still looking around to see when the rotation is going to come.
Oh, that timing is so unreal. They know where hype is. The Fleave's already on his bike. He's going A. But the movement from hype there was pretty damn good.
Yeah, he was off straight afterwards, but at least KP's managed to make up for that taser anyway, getting that crucial one especially. But 10-4, even though it's quite T-sided, it's quite a big step. Has it got to the point now where you feel like if WeHawt take this pistol round, it could just, with the momentum, it could swing, well, it's already in their favour, of course, but the momentum's just going to not shift in any way in favour of Royals.
Yeah, think about it as in, so you get the CT pistol, you 12-4. Say they get a plant, you convert the anti-eco, 13-4, and then it's just first buy round. You're sat at 13-4. You're not too bothered if you lose it, like just because you've got so much room to play with. But again, this pistol, it's all on where Capers puts his grenades here. So it looks like it's going to be a jungle smoke with one flash. I'm not too sure what that's going to do. Oh, they got dink off instantly on Dirsiak. The smoke's not actually landed properly either.
Yeah, it's a huge gap, but it doesn't matter anyway. Boaster managed to take out Fazan straight off the bat.
Good smoke by Boaster. Delayed them.
But Royals desperately need this round. But Dirsiak does try and get one of his own, but I think it does a little bit of damage. He just managed to get him on that last shot as well, so WeHawt 2 men up.
Yeah, this is a rough post plant. Boaster's still got that kit. But some of these opponents are low, to be fair.
Yeah, it's definitely doable, but as I was just saying that, Fleet just makes to take him out anyway. Gives him absolutely no hope of taking that round. And you were right though, even though it's 2v4, two of them were heavily damaged.
Yeah, it was just one stray bullet, wasn't it?
Yeah.
One player we haven't really talked about much was Fleave, Whaley. So he actually had a stint during the Elite Series with Prophecy.
He was like a super sub, you could say?
Yeah, he was a super sub, absolutely. Like, he came on like 17 years old and he played phenomenally, really. He was quite a surprising person to come in, and because not many people knew him. And when I casted him week 1, he was again playing really, really well. And now he's not really had a flashy game, I guess, that's the way of putting it. He's not had to do much. Maybe.
Yeah, he has had one flashy game, to be fair. That was, I think, earlier in the season, but as you can see, it's just not even delaying inevitable right now. You've got him as the last man standing, 18 HP. Nico is trying to do what he can to pick him off, but in the end, we'll get taken out.
So here comes the Byron, but WeHawt won't be that bothered if they lose this round, just because, you know, that leverage, 13-4, you've got such a gap that you wouldn't be, like, they're not even heavily investing. They've kept 2 scouts, so yeah, they've kept 2 scouts, so was Nico going to get another scout? No, he's got an MP9. Look at the utility. Royals have to do something grouped or quick.
2 flashes and a decoy. Does Shinvei do something quick on a kind of timing, but it seems like they kind of will be expecting that, but we'll have to back off from here as they push all through B-apps now.
Why are they? Oh my god. He's run all the way through.
Are you kidding me? He's got 2, almost got 3 as well, so
Nico's got a good position.
Yeah, I was going to say, Connor wasn't even the greatest spot, but at least he managed to take one of the AKs and managed to get 2 for himself. But 3v3 now. And does it, of course. Nice shot on Capers.
Yeah, Nico's got that position still from behind. If there's bait on the floor, he could pick up an AK if he wanted to do much more damage, but trust the MP9, I suppose. And there we go. I mean, Connor did, despite, you know, he was in such an awkward situation. Like, he jumped across and instantly saw like 3 of them around the corner. That smoke made so much time for him there. He was able to get that first kill. And the fact he ran through and got another one was, I can't explain that. That was just fair play to him. Fair play to him.
No, that was fair play. I even mentioned before that Connor's been a very strong fragger for this team and definitely got him out of a hole quite a few times in previous weeks.
For sure. Like, even with XL in the past, he was always one of those players. Like, he'd consistently be doing quite well, and then some games he'd just flare up completely and have a fantastic game. And it would be when they need him to as well, which, good timing.
Yeah, he kind of reminded me of a Aussie from Vex, where he'll either play really well or stand. There isn't really
it doesn't have many
consistency from him.
Yeah. It's always just average, and then he'll flash up for one game, and it's really, really good, and then back to normal.
Yeah, back to standards, back to normality for him, sadly. Wanted to have his flashy moments, but already Royals getting more worse and worse. But as I said, Fazan at least managed to get a kill on the board. But Connor will push up quite a lot through B-Apps. Almost got taken down by Capers, but Connor managed to take him out anyway. This gets traded. Boaster next in, but sorry, I mean Boaster managed to get traded by Fazan. So two of the members are quite weak, so it's definitely not impossible.
Yeah, the issue is that bomb. Like, F-Sun's picked up Molly, but again, Hype's got this rotate. Such an awkward fight.
That really was. I think Fleeve wasn't even in the best of spots, but
he's seen him. Oh my god, that turn.
I think he was just quite lucky he was on quite low enough. But Rawls finally managed to get one on the board, but it could be too late. Looking at the stats here, as you can see, Nico 26 and 10. Boaster doing his usual 20 and 11. Dersey at 15 and 12. And kind of, like I said before, sometimes have a flashy game, sometimes play standard. Being pretty standard so far. But on the opposite side, you can see KP's having a much better game I've seen compared to previous matches. Doing really well this game, even considering the scoreline, and even not too far behind him. But Dersey does try and get a few shots on the smoke, doesn't find anyone. But it looks like Nico will try and back off.
Triple AWP setup. Yeah, they all pick one up just because. To be fair, they're all AWPers from what I understand.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, Fleeve does it quite often. Nico, I mentioned earlier on, and Dersiak, he has done it in the past as well. It's such a wild. I mean, just have that money in the first place.
So if they ever have a sub, I suppose it doesn't matter because they're all AWPers anyway, so it doesn't really matter too much.
Yeah.
Dersiak.
It's just like you can easily slot in. It just means we won't have another AWP.
But Hype,
turn.
last man standing, 1v3 against 3 AWPers. Might take it one, got a second, but it just wasn't to be. 15-5 now, only one round away from closing this out. So a very different Royals from what we're used to compared to previous matches.
Yeah, and it's complete contrast to the previous result, again, which was 16-6 to Royals before, and we're looking at pretty much 16-5, 16-6 sort of area, really. So, again, previous results don't matter, apparently.
No, it's like I said, I don't know why I write anything in my book sometimes, because it's just absolutely pointless most of the time.
Anything.
But the only thing Royals has now is a man down with an open AK, but Nico's going to stop that completely. Fleeve takes out the AWP, which is Ardus. Fazan does get a trade, but Boaster and Fleeve clean things up 16-5. I actually expected it to be much, much closer than that. But WeHawt, I mentioned before, where this lineup's getting slowly but surely quite scary, and it's kind of to prove that as we're getting through week by week.
Yeah, if you think about it tonight, though, they've managed to beat Vex and Royals, both the teams that they were tied with, which just as an overall thing in standings, that's a separation of 6 points now.
That's right, yeah, they should...
They've separated themselves.
Yeah, they should actually be second by at least a win, I'd say.
Yeah,
so
minimum.
I think they're going to feel like now that the pressure's off their hands a little bit. When they go into future matches, especially in week 5, week 6, they're going to feel like a lot more comfortable.